Well, that was easy. Can't be that hard, right? I'm a grown man. I can admit defeat. Alright, the time has come. New tire is going on. And a new tube. This stuff came with the bike when I bought it. This is a Sedona Tube. The tires are Dunlop Geomax. Should be pretty straightforward. I got the bike on the lift, obviously. And I have my bike jack under here. I got a tire replacement kit with a couple different levers and valve stem removers and whatnot. And of course a 32 mil ratchet for the axle nut, which has already been broken loose. So I'm gonna lift the bike, jack the bike, get this axle out, get the chain loose, and then pull the whole tire down. Should be pretty easy. Hopefully. Easy. Alright, the lighting kind of sucks over here, I know. But what you're gonna do now is break this loose. This is the like the rim lock. So you're gonna want to loosen that up. In the tire change kit I got, it came with this little tool right here. It came with this little guy. Basically, this little slot inside right here is how you remove the valve stem, and that's what I'm gonna do here to get all the air out of this tire. Alright, and that's the valve stem. Yeah, you probably can't see that, but it's this tiny little fucker. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take this nut the rest of the way off and set it aside, as well as the washer. This will be able to move in like that. Now, there's no air in here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take this nut off of the air inlet as well. And that should depress as well. Now we can start breaking the bead on this fucking thing. You're going to find something you want to put this on that's not going to damage the sprocket or the rotor. Okay, now before anyone gets all high and mighty on me, I have for sure never done this before. So, this may take some time. But I have three of these pry bar tools. Should be able to make something happen here. Can't be that hard, right? Alright, so right now I'm basically taking the tire iron or tire lever, working it in, breaking the bead all the way around. Once you get it broken loose, it's pretty easy. Once I get this side done, flip it over and do the other side. Okay, yeah, I did this off camera because this thing's kicking my fucking ass. So you want to stick these spoons in with the spoon facing up. You want to get up in here with two of them, get up under the bead, pop it over the rim, and then slowly work your way around. Actually, this is a lot easier with it on the ground. Kind of just grabbing a hold in the bottom and popping it out. I'm kind of just swapping them out. Like that one falls out, so I'll grab that one. Sort of work it in. Alright, so this whole side is done. Now we're going to flip it over and do the exact same thing on this side. Should be a little bit easier because everything's already broken loose. And there we go. Alright, before I put the new tire on, I'm going to give this thing a good cleaning and check all the spokes and everything. all the spokes are tightened down. Now I'm not going to be reusing that inner band that goes in here to protect the tube from the spokes. I'm just going to use a couple thin strips of duct tape because that thing's got a few holes in it. A few holes other than the rim lock and valve stem. So I'm just going to rip a few pieces of this off, tape right down the middle, and make sure to cut out my holes for the rim lock and the valve stem. And this thing will be ready to receive the new tire. Got the inner tube or inner liner all done with the duct tape. And I went ahead and cut out holes there and there for the valve stem and rim lock. One last thing I'm going to do before I start working on putting the new tube and tire in is double check the torque on the sprocket and the brake rotor. You know, while it's off, I might as well. Alright, so the torque for the drive sprocket is 24 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and do them in a crisscross pattern. And then I'm going to flip them over, and the torque for the brake rotor is 12 foot-pounds. And I'm going to do the same thing for that side.
I'm Robert Cheese.
I know, it's okay.
It's okay, Daddy.
Alright, torque specs are all good. I did check the rotor thickness. It's a minimum of 3.5 millimeters. These are just over 4, so I got plenty of brake life left in these rotors. Ready to slap a tube and a tire back on this thing. I'm a grown man. I can admit defeat. I was not able to put this tire on this wheel, so I had to pay someone to do it. I struggled, man. I struggled for hours with that thing, getting nowhere. So I gave up. So now I'm going to put this back together. I'm going riding. So should be pretty straightforward. Just get it up into the brake caliper. I got some grease. I'm going to slide or grease up the axle, slide it in, tighten it down. I'll go over torque specs when I get there. Yeah, I was defeated by a tire. I've rebuilt engines, done belt and chain drive conversions. Defeated by a tire. Damn. Oh well, got a new one on. I hope Yamalube doesn't break my Honda. The tire saga continues. So as you just saw, I was not able to get the new tire onto the wheel. I went and paid a local power sports shop like 30 bucks to put it on just to get it over with. I was fucking done with messing with it. So as you, again, just saw, I was starting to put the wheel back on. Got the wheel on, got the axle through, got the nut on. The alignment blocks are on. And the adjuster bolts are all the way backed out. They're all the way forward. We'll go with that. And I went to put the chain on that I took apart. I took the master link out, tried to put it back together, and it's too short. I don't know if the new tire made a difference, but I tried everything. Again, the adjuster blocks are all the way forward. I lowered the bike. I had someone sit on the bike. I jacked the bike up. I rerouted it. I flipped it over. I rerouted it that way. Everything. Nothing would work. Did some research. So the stock chain on this dirt bike is a 520 by 114. 520 being the pitch and width, 114 being the length. Did some more research to find out exactly what length of chain that I had on here, and it turns out there are 2 missing links. So it should have been 114 links, I only had 110 because there's 2 per and I'm missing 2. So dirt bike's on hold. New tires on, looks good. I was supposed to go ride today, but obviously can't go riding without a chain. So I have a new chain on the way. So I'm gonna spend the extra little bit of money and get a chain, new front and rear sprocket. So hopefully this thing will be done and I can go ride it soon.